If you also feel that you cannot get a grasp over the subject called mathematics, then you need to diagnose the cause. There are four major possibilities that I'm putting in front of you, which will help you understand that why you feel so. We will move from the rarest to the most usual possibility. Also note that most of these possibilities are based on attitude and not the aptitude. Please watch the video till the end because it is possible that more than one reason is responsible for your low performance. Hence, the first and the rarest possibility of this low performance is called dyscalculia. If even basic concepts of maths like greater versus smaller seem difficult, counting money or making change is troublesome, putting numbers in your head while solving maths problems is troublesome, then you may want to consider this particular option. Also, please note that this is a very rare possibility because generally only 5% of the population suffers from dyscalculia. Also, in case you know somebody who is suffering from dyscalculia, please ask them to seek appropriate aid. Now, let us move on to the second and a more common possibility. The second possibility is that your basic concepts of mathematics are so weak that every time you reach a new grade, the problem only seems to increase. What can be the cause? One of the major causes could be our ignorance towards the concepts. As a student, most of the times we keep ignoring mathematics to such an extent that it comes back to us later as a gigantic problem. Please understand that mathematics is not a subject where you can afford to skip a particular concept thinking that you will still score a decent grade in your result. If you do not understand the concept of addition and subtraction of integers in your 6th grade, which is CBSE syllabus for example, you will always face problems with calculations later. So what is important is to thoroughly understand each concept and move on forward. So, in case you feel you do not fall into these two categories, then let us consider the third possibility. This third possibility is a problem called fear. Yes, you heard me right. I said the problem is called fear. In my teaching career, I have seen many students underperform just because they fear mathematics to such an extent that every time they attempt a test, irrespective of how much hard work they have put into the subject, they end up committing silly mistakes. Let me tell you that this fear is mostly created by the world around you. This includes your peer group, your friends, your classmates, your parents, and sometimes even your own teacher. The extent to which a child is forced by using phrases like, "This is the easiest chapter, you couldn't even understand this." If you don't practice maths, you will stand nowhere in the world. I used to score so much in maths, look where you stand. Maths will decide your future. And comparing your children to their cousins, siblings, or neighbors who are performing well only ends up demotivating these little minds and instilling fear in them forever. Parents, if you're listening to this, please ensure you do the needful to create the change. But this is not only the case. Sometimes the child himself or herself also creates this fear. Their expectation out of their own performance is so much that when they do not score as expected, they get demotivated and start fearing the subject. This happens majorly if you practice too much but do not get the desired result. Practicing is definitely a key to success. However, understand that practicing cannot enhance your performance exponentially. It takes time. Sometimes it takes up to a year to reach that level. And you must not demotivate yourself in the meantime. Be happy with the small improvements that you show. And slowly you will reach there. And parents, please ensure that you do not go ahead and compare your child and support your child in their journey towards mathematics. So yes, practicing is very important point, and practicing and revising in an effective manner will lead to the change. Do not demotivate yourself in the meantime. Now, if you feel you don't fear maths either, but you still tend to forget your concepts very easily, you may fall into the fourth category. You understand everything that is taught, but only when it is taught. By the next class, you just tend to forget everything. Then, you may be one of those who don't revise your subjects the way you should. In short, this is the category who do not practice enough. This means you should use techniques for memorization and in case of mathematics, techniques for enhancing your understanding. When you study something and leave it unattended in your mind and keep on burdening your mind with new information, you are likely to forget what you studied. Information to your brain is transmitted by brain cells called neurons. Whenever you learn something new, a group of neurons activate in a part of your brain which is known as hippocampus. Imagine some light bulbs getting illuminated every time you supply a new information. This is something similar. Now, the mechanism of brain is that it clears off old pieces of information to retain new information. However, if you revise effectively using spacing techniques, you will be able to retain the information longer. Now, how would you do that? Now, first revise whatever you study within a span of 24 to 48 hours. Then ensure that you revise it again within a week after thorough practice. And then make that gap a month. In this manner, you will be able to retain the information by studying it just before that information is about to fade away. Researches are still going on in spacing techniques, and as a student, you will understand the best how your memory works. Also, I would like to put a word of caution. Please do not overdo this. Since there is a lot of storage there every day, an overworked brain may go wrong. Your brain also needs rest. Revision is important for triggering your brain, but with ample breaks. An overworked brain will never give you good results. This might, in fact, lead to too much of practice, but lack of focus. So you see, non-practice is also dangerous, and so is too much of practice. I hope now you could interconnect the last 2 points. Please remember that practicing can only help you if you have a clear understanding. If not, it will be an effort in vain. So, what should be an effective practice strategy? Let us see. First, you must understand thoroughly what is being taught. Ask questions wherever needed and clear your doubts. Then, you must sit down and revise within the time frame of 24 to 48 hours. That is as per your need. After revision, you must practice. Make it a habit that you practice at least 5 to 10 questions every day. If you feel overworked, take a short break to refresh your mind and continue your daily practice. Now, before you re-revise your concept, you can take a break of 6 to 7 days. And the next time you revise, also try to increase your level with higher order questions. The turn of this concept will now come in around 25 to 30 days, which is almost a month. And if you follow this for every concept, I don't see a reason for you to lag in studies. Also, please understand, this is not only for mathematics. This particular revision strategy is applicable to all the subjects, and it can help you excel academically in a very good manner. Students, one final piece of advice that I would like to go ahead and give you. Mathematics is a beautiful subject and it is used in various professions. It makes you a more logical person, and it also changes the way how you analyze the things around you and look at the world around you. So just don't give up on mathematics. Seek help if you go ahead and face any doubts and clear your concepts. And if you do that, Trust me, mathematics has the power to change your destiny. Thank you. Good luck understanding mathematics.